mind wander. So fond of any type of idea, any type of philosophy. What you got for me? It's not hypocrisy. To let you know I'm stopping me all sorts of damage. Let you know I'm such a savage. Put you on the frontal, just like cabbage. Front and center perspective to let you know it's not an elective. It's overprotective, cause I speaks the narrative. Sorta like theatric, sorta like what you gotta do when it's wrapped in plastic. Mr. O double, just keep it drastic when I just go spastic. Just so dramatic when I just bring cinematic type of episode to you. Just leave you from the summer to the winter. That's how I do it to you. To be continued for you. Look out on the horizon, because that's where I'm smiling, that's where I'm thriving. Just wildin', misbehaving, while you're craving, I'm saving. What's up, everyone? We're here at QuadCon Springfield, also known as the Springfield Comic and Toy Show. And it's being held here at the Crown Plaza Hotel and Convention Center. And I'm very excited to go. I've been to some other comic book shows in the past that were more strictly for comics. But this is my first con that I'm attending. And it's right here in my hometown, down the street from where I live. So we're going to go check it out. And I'm looking forward to it, so let's go. Alright, so I got my first comic of the day, and it's this Wonder Woman Rebirth. Pretty cool. Got it for $1. Menu Gem Springfield offers same-day grocery and general merchandise delivery to Springfield, Illinois and the surrounding areas. Order now at menugem.com/Springfield. And for the same items shipping worldwide, visit the Menu Gem web store. That's at menugem.com/webstore. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. This is an issue I picked up at QuadCon Springfield, and this is Wonder Woman Rebirth number 23. I picked this up because I thought it had a cool cover with the red background, and I'm a big fan of anything DC Rebirth.
I just think that was a very interesting time for DC. And it was just a few years ago, but I always try to pick up DC Rebirth if the price is right, and this issue was just $1. It's a little beat up. As you can see, there's some color breaking spine ticks, but I just bought it so I could, flip through it and read it a little. And then at the entrance to QuadCon, they were giving out this free special preview issue of Batman Earth 1. And this is from the time when the Dark Knight Rises movie was released. But it was free, and I like the cover, so I picked it up. And that's what I got at QuadCon. And then moving on to comics I've bought around town, I picked this up recently. It's Batman 181 facsimile reprint. And this is the first appearance of Poison Ivy. And I picked this up at Comic Service, which is a store here in Springfield, Illinois. And of course, they looked me out as always. As you can see, the cover price here is $3.99, and they only charged me $3. But there's Poison Ivy there, and I'm a big fan of her, the Poison Ivy character. And this issue was originally released in 1966. So it's got this beautiful red background on the cover, and then this cool checker pattern up top. So you can see some 60s influence right there. So there's that, and shouts to Comic Service. And then we have another issue I picked up from a store here in town, which is one of my favorite stores, Prairie Archives. I got this DC Comics Presents number 76. And this was originally released in December 1984. It features Superman and Wonder Woman. So I picked this up because I'm a big Wonder Woman fan. And in this issue, they fight this kind of monstrous woman that has clay, the power to fight with clay. And when I first purchased this comic, I thought Wonder Woman had looked kind of strange in the way she's drawn, because it looks like she's morphing into the clay. But when I found out this villain's superpower was clay, it makes sense, because Wonder Woman was originally forged from clay. So this is kind of like Wonder Woman being absorbed into the material she's made from. So when I read the story, the cover kind of made more sense. But there is a cool sequence in here that I'd like to point out. So we're going to open this up. All right, so this was a very interesting read. And I just wanted to point out, there's a very cool sequence here. So it starts out that, Diana Prince is just kind of out in the field. And then we get, some action right away. So what happens is a series of creatures start to appear, beginning with this serpent, and Wonder Woman starts battling this creature, which eventually leads to Metropolis, where Superman is battling some similar creatures. So this pterodactyl comes and starts wreaking havoc, and it's got these machine guns strapped to its head. Okay. So Wonder Woman and Superman start battling this pterodactyl that has the the machine gun strapped to its head, which is pretty cool. And it takes both of them to subdue the pterodactyl. Or at second glance, it's multiple pterodactyls. And, you know, everything turns out all right. But very cool issue. And then later on in the issue is when Wonder Woman fights the woman who uses the clay. So that comes more near the end of the story. There she is. So it's a fantastic story. I'm really glad I got it. You know, originally I just picked it up because it had a, you know, Wonder Woman on the cover. But looking at it for everything that's inside, just makes me a lot more happy to have this issue. And I purchased this at Prairie Archives, like I said, and they only charged me $3. So definitely happy to have that. DC Comics Presents number 76. And then we're going to get into Free Comic Book Day. Now, Free Comic Book Day is such an excellent event. I have fun with it every year. It was fantastic this year, the best Free Comic Book Day I've ever experienced. And the first issue I'd like to show off for my haul then is this Dawn of DC Night Terrors number 1, featuring the trinity of Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. And as you can see, they're posing there, and people are taking pictures with their phones. And if you look at the image that's coming through on the phones, it's this sinister image coming through. So I love that cover. Very cool. I actually ended up picking up doubles of this issue and trading my extra copy for some more comics we'll see at the end. So glad to have that. And then we have this issue, which I wasn't really paying attention to when I first, when I was first going through the selections, but it ends up that this is a DC book and it's a Lois Lane story. So I picked it up. And then when I got home, I looked this up, and this was going for a few dollars online. So pretty cool. Happy to have that. There was a very valuable comic that dropped on Free Comic Book Day. A Spider-Man comic inspired by the Spider-Man 2 video game. But that actually featured first appearance of a new character. It had Miles Morales and Peter Parker, the two Spider-Man characters on the front. And it turned out that book was selling online for $30. And I did see that book at one of the stores that offered it, but I wasn't able to pick it up. I didn't know that it was going to be so valuable. But that leads into the Marvel selection that I got for Free Comic Book Day. So here we have Spider-Man Venom. Very cool. I got doubles with this too, which I ended up trading to Memphis Reigns. And then I picked up this Uncanny Avengers, and it's interesting because this is the issue I was hoping to get when I had set out to go to all the Free Comic Book Day shops. There were 3 shops participating in Free Comic Book Day in Springfield. Comic Service, Killins at the Mall, and 217 Comics, Cards, and Games. So they all had a, full selection. And as I said, it's just the greatest event. But this is the issue I wanted because it's got Psylocke on the cover. But it ended up that they had stacks and stacks of these. These were not hard to get at all. So I got doubles of this one as well. And then we've got another Marvel book, Marvel Voices, there. And then we've got this issue of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for Free Comic Book Day. And I'm very excited to have this because it's got Shredder on the cover. Very cool. And I love the green Free Comic Book Day emblem on the top. So that's one of my prized pickups from Free Comic Book Day. And then we have an issue from Star Wars: The High Republic. And I really like this issue. I really like the cover. And I like that Dark Horse is the publisher doing the Star Wars High Republic stories. So the High Republic is kind of a new storytelling initiative that they're doing, which, you know, it focuses on an earlier era of the Star Wars lore. But I have been reading this series digitally, and it's pretty good. I would say the High Republic stories, at least in the comics, is kind of inspired by Saga, which is the Image, long-running Image sci-fi title. And that's just my observation. I sense a Saga influence with these stories. But it's more than just comics. They're actually doing the High Republic stories in many forms of media, books and audiobooks as well. So very happy to pick this up for Free Comic Book Day. And then what had happened was, since I had gotten some doubles from my Free Comic Book Day haul, I got to talking to my friend Memphis Reigns out there in Honolulu, and I was showing him some of the doubles that I got, and we got to talking about trading. So we did end up doing a trade, and I mailed out some of my doubles from this haul and received some comics from Memph. So thank you to Memphis Reigns, and I'll show you what he sent out. First, there was this Flash 766, very cool. And he had picked this up because he was supporting the cover artist, who's Korean. But I definitely dig that issue. And then he sent me 2 issues featuring the Filipina Captain America, Ariel Agbayani. So first we have this issue right there. And this is the United States of Captain America #4 variant edition. I really like this cover with the graph paper. And Ari Agbayani is a heroine inspired by Captain America. She's a scholarship student at a small private university. And definitely happy to have this. Cool cover. And then the other issue is this one here. So, very cool. Thank you so much to Memphis Reigns for sending these out. Good trade. All right, I hope you've all enjoyed today's episode, and we'll see you next time on Offwhyte Cinematic.